Hello, welcome to Prequel, Sequel, Requel, the show where we pick a film or a franchise and give it a prequel, a sequel, and a requel. Happy Halloween, everybody. It's our Halloween episode. We're doing Hocus Pocus this evening. I think we're just going to crack straight on with it tonight. The Disney epic tonight for you all. We've already got some people in the room. Hello on Facebook. If you're watching along, we'll talk to you guys in a sec. Tried to get a bit Halloween with my hat, but it won't stay up. Always a problem. Anyway, let's meet our panel for the evening. So first of all, we've got is my friend, is your friend, is here every week. It's Eddie French. Hello.
Oh, there is no Eddie, only Zool.
Oh no.
Oh, get out of it, you.
Oh.
Sorry, I just had to bust a ghost because busting makes me feel good. What film were we doing?
We're doing Groundhog Day. I can't remember.
Okay.
No. Hocus Pocus.
I'm all right, apart from being all frightened by that ghost, but how are you?
I'm all right, yes. Have you had a good week? I know you've had a bad week, but for the purposes of the show, have you had a good week?
Oh, yes, I have, yes. I enjoyed my first ever online funeral. And I wish that was a joke. But, you know, what better week to have it than the week when the spirits come back from the dead? So it's all good.
Exactly. So, yeah.
so I'm very happy to be here talking about pretend death and spooky stuff. So, yeah, wonderful.
Yes. Good. Well, welcome aboard. Let's meet our next panelist. She's here every week. It's your friend and my friend. It's Natalie Smeaton. Hello. Oh,
hello. It is Natalie Smeaton, or is it Pumpkin? You don't know.
No, a big pumpkin has just broken into Nat's bedroom and is wearing her tits.
Wait a minute. No, it's me.
Oh.
Yeah, you were full. You were full. Be honest.
You still look a bit pixelated on my screen, so it still looks scary, but it's fine.
It's not as scary as it would be if I was unpixelated, mate. Don't worry about it.
Oh, it's so low res. Oh.
Maybe later we'll see what happens.
I'm even wearing my ugly Halloween sweater. Look, it's ugly and it's Halloween. What do you think? Cool. Oh, that's my cat.
You've got your black cat as well.
Yeah,
cool. It's all good. Right, we always have a special guest every week. Those who are always watching in here, and we've pulled the stops out for this one tonight. I've got an old friend of mine down from that there London town. He's an actor. He's a comedian. He does it all. This guy. He's a singer. He does opera singing. He's a multitasker. He's here. It's my friend Richard Gittins.
Ooh.
Hello, Richard G. How are you doing?
Everyone, how you doing? Hey up, Eddie. You look beautiful. Hey up, Natalie. You also look beautiful.
Chris, you didn't tell me he was a charmer as well.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
Chris looks like a sexy Dumbledore in that hat. I like it.
Doesn't he know?
You can feel the charm oozing out of the screen from him, can't you? Is that right?
It's that Cockney charm, geezer. Oi.
How's things for you, Rich?
Everything's hunky-dory, thank you very much. You're the first humans I've seen in 8 months, so this is a treat. There we are.
I'm sorry it had to be us. It's not exactly the best representation of humans.
I'm delighted to be in such esteemed company.
Oh, thank you very much. Well, see what you think at the end of the show.
You had me at hello. You had me at hello.
Let's have a look what's going on. Right, so welcome on Facebook as well. If you're watching along, we'll say hello to a few people. It's our old friend here, Roberto, is back.
Hey, Roberto.
Hello.
Looking beautiful, Roberto.
Hello, waiter Scissor. It's great to see you.
Yeah, Roberto threatened to train me as a waiter because I don't know if you remember, Chris, the corporate video we did where I played both a good and bad waiter.
I do.
He found that on YouTube and sent it to me and told me that I'd done a bad job of being a waiter when my remit was to be a bad waiter. Anyway,
I'm more frightened how we got that because I thought it was actually a private video that nobody else could get to.
It wasn't yours. It was put up by another. I'll send you the link if you're worried people are spreading our stuff. Yeah,
I'm not worried. I just thought it infiltrated my internet. Go on.
He sent me this I was going to say, he sent me this 1970s like Italian music video, which was possibly the most disturbing thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, well, worse than that, I got sent a video of me.
He's just talking stuff as always. Martin, hello, Martin. Bit droopy. Never mind, you'll get there.
Well, we all are on a Monday, Martin, but don't worry about it. You'll pick up by midweek.
Yeah, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. We'll give you advice on stuff like that
Hi,
as we
Martin.
go. And then Roberto said some more shit that I can't bother reading at the moment. Only bants, Roberto, don't worry. Right then, so if you've seen the show before, you know how it works. If not, I'll explain briefly. Our lovely panelists here are going to give us a prequel, a sequel, and a requel for the film Hocus Pocus, the Walt Disney classic with Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker.
Did you think Hocus Pocus? Did you just say
no?
Classic?
No, I slipped and went,
Chris, I hope you're not leaving Kathy Najimy off that list.
No, I did. She's there.
Okay, good.
Kathy Najimy, she's there. Mary. I was getting around to it. Right then, so what I usually do before we start, I'm going to give you a quick recap of what the film Hocus Pocus is about. For those of you who haven't seen it in a while, here we go. This is how they sold it back in the day, the DVD box. I'll read you this very quickly. You ready for this one?
No.
Okay. Well, tough. Here we go. Conjure up a cauldron of laughs with Hocus Pocus, a fiendishly fun, wild and wacky comedy for the entire family. When 3 17th century Salem witches are accidentally summoned by modern-day pranksters, the 300-year-old trio set out to cast a spell on the town and reclaim their youth. But first they must outwit 3 kids and a talking cat. Get ready for a night of zany fun in this bewitching comedy classic.
To be honest, that's one of the more accurate descriptions of a film that you've read regarding this, because last week you had to read Howard the Duck, which promised a lot and delivered very little.
Oh my God!
The back of that DVD case came true in Hocus Pocus, so that's not bad.
Well, I mean, it wasn't a laugh riot, was it? Really?
Hey,
it wasn't a laugh riot. No, it was tremendous camp. It was high camp, is what it was.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun. Yeah.
All right. Well, we know how this show works. Let's crack on, shall we? So we're going to go straight to the prequels this evening. So your Hocus Pocus prequels. We'll start off with Eddie first of all. I've not got my timer, my usual timer tonight. I've got this timer instead.
Spooky.
Spooky globe, and I'm going to count you down with it
until the glitter stops. To be honest, that's probably about as Hocus Pocus as you can get.
It is. So, Eddie, you're going to do your prequel first. Listen along if you're playing along on Facebook, and we'll do everybody's votes at the end of the round. So, first of all, Eddie, you ready with your prequel?
I am, yes.
Your time starts now.
The mid-17th century Salem. Mama Sanderson scolds her 3 children for not stealing more apples from their neighbours and sets them to work scrubbing away at her cauldron. The 3 little girls complain, crack wise, and sing while spinning, respectively. The spinning one bumps into a bookcase and knocks an old skin-bound book off the top. The latch is held with an eye. They open and read the book and learn all about magic, perhaps in a montage. As we cut forward to them being teenagers who are able to use the magic now, they discover that their mother, who I should point out at this point is played by Liza Minnelli, is controlling the entire town with magic, with evil magic. They confront her at a town meeting and they defeat her. The town cheers and thinks, oh, hooray, we're free now. And then the sisters reveal that they are in charge. And then the people stop cheering. With Liza's last overly dramatic breath, she casts a spell summoning suspicious witch hunters to come to Salem in an effort to take her revenge on her backstabbing daughters.
Okay, very nice. Right, and just in time.
Oh,
good.
Just in
Skin
time.
on my teeth, that one, yeah.
That little bit of dust just fell at the last bit. Right then, so Rich and Nat, you can ask Eddie a question each about his plot, about his pitch. See what you think. What do you want to?
Are you reprising the original cast of witches for the prequel?
Yes.
Eddie, I just saw a ghost. Eddie, I just saw a ghost.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, there was.
I hardly imagine that's the case. I would love to get them all back in, especially to play child and teenage versions of themselves some near 30 years after it was released.
Hey, they can do a lot of deep faking now, can't they? Get them back.
Oh, thank goodness you said faking. They can do a lot of that, yes. It's not that kind of movie. If not, then there's probably about 4 dozen drag queens throughout the world who could do an excellent version of each of those Sandersons. So we would have, maybe for more action-based scenes, we can use some stunt queens. But for the most part, we'll use the originals, yeah.
Stunt queens. I got it. I like that.
Queens, yeah.
I like
That's
it.
my theory.
I like it. It's good.
Nice.
Thank you. I have a question. So in the original movie, they take over the town and cast a spell to make the adults dance until they die, by singing a fantastic version of "I Put a Spell on You," which I thoroughly enjoyed. When they reveal that they're now in charge in this movie, what version of what song will they be singing to do that with?
Nice.
Good question.
That is a good question.
That's a very good question, Nat. Well done.
It is.
Thank you, Mr. Long.
I mean, was
the song good in the first one? No.
I thoroughly enjoyed I Put a Spell. Don't make me come over there, Lum.
It wasn't as good as Bette Midler was. It wasn't as good as Screaming Jay Hawkins' version of I Put a Spell on
Wind
You.
Beneath My Wings was my one first. But
Are you all right?
You'll never talk.
Especially the duet she did of it with Krusty the Clown, which was pretty remarkable.
I love that film.
You make me fly higher than an eagle.
I mean, that film she did, Bitches, it was great.
Bitches.
Oh, that's the remake of it. Sorry, Bitches.
Yeah, that was the one where Eddie Murphy plays everyone in fact.
Yeah. Sorry, go on. Continue with your question. I'm sorry.
It's a Wayans Brothers project. That's a very good question. I think some sort of. I think she'd probably want to desanctify some sort of old hymn. So the Lord's Prayer, but with like a backbeat.
But is it Cliff Richard's version of the Lord's Prayer?
No. And if anything, has proven to me that Cliff Richard does not understand Christianity. It's unleashing that evil on the world.
Oh, our Father, that one. Yeah.
I like the way that he was being played like he was a keyboard man.
It's thing that a Sesame Street.
Ernie's Millennium Prayer I would have just about allowed, but
yes, yeah. Right. Does that answer your questions?
Yes, yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm very happy.
Right, excellent. Shall we move on then? Nat, it's your turn. Your prequel, please.
Okay.
Let me get me timer ready.
Already. Okay.
Go.
Okay. Winifred, Mary, and Sarah Sanderson are poor but good women in Salem, Massachusetts. They support the local community by helping them when they are ill, being midwives for their babies, and generally wise women, eventually creating lots of good magic. Once they discover they are natural witches, they do lots of good for their local community, but their mother, who is remarried, has another baby quite late in life for the 1600s, i.e. about 25, and dies in childbirth. The sisters who help with the delivery are blamed as the child grows up, and it becomes truly horrible. A total brat, but because everyone feels sorry for it, they get away with murder and cause lots of trouble. When Winnie tries to make them behave, the child accuses her of being a witch and withering crops and all of that other witchy shit. And so the town sisters go on the run and make a deal with the devil, giving the whole town the pox, making the horrible child die of rabies, and getting the book that's bound in human skin from the devil himself. And all they have to do is become evil. The end.
All right, cool. Right. Okay.
Question is, have we ever heard of a little film called Maleficent?
Oh, have you been sprung?
I think you'll find, guys, that Maleficent is actually an evil fairy, and I'm talking about witches. So it's a completely different genre. Nice, Chris. That looked vile.
Does that change every time you make a wish? Just
No, I've got it stuck now.
yes.
So are you suggesting forgery?
Parallel thinking, mate. Parallel thinking.
All right.
Bastard.
Well, it was more a thing of so are we trying to absolve after the fact that these women were driven evil by probably, let's face it, men,
children. No, it's a child, isn't it? They're doing absolutely fine, and then this horrible child comes along who their mother died in childbirth having. And
sometimes this is like one of the lazier backstories from Orange is the New Black.
Kind of, yeah. And like the kid's total brat.
There was a bad man that she knew, so that is why she is in prison now. Thanks.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. And then the child is horrible, and then accuses Winnie and the girls of being evil because she tries to tell it off, which we all know kids are capable of because they are inherently evil.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Look no further than the shoe thieves.
I think that was
not the spate of shoe robberies we've been having, just the ones from this film.
So that was more an accusation than a question, but we'll have it. That's fine.
Yeah,
really,
what a dickhead.
we rarely get people called out for nicking ideas.
And also, I'd like to point out that in Maleficent, she falls in love with a young man who becomes a king and then hates all fairies. Nothing to do with witches and children and people dying in childbirth. I'm just saying.
And I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
Oh, no, you're supposed to like him, actually. Because
you are lying. You are lying.
Calm down, kids.
Wow.
I know,
it's kicking off, Rich.
You know what?
Kicking off, Rich.
Because I thought it sounded stupid, so...
This never happened before, Rich. It never happened.
And because Maleficent is the best classic era villain.
All right, Eddie. Can it?
Shut up, Eddie.
She is.
Don't make me boot you. I'll do it. Right.
Did you think this never normally happens? Is that this doesn't normally happen, right?
No, this is usually
it's your fault.
Thank
you. It's your fault, Richard.
You're the variable here.
Thank you very much. I like that.
It's because we're dealing with a classic film.
I like the fact that this tale of morality kind of mirrors the tale of morality that we're now experiencing of Nat being accused of being a really evil person. I mean, it's...
I never suggested she did it through evility.
Evility.
I'm going to just, if Eddie continues, I will wither his crotch rather than his crops. I'm just saying.
Oh, darling, I'm on antidepressants.
Right. All right. Jeez. Fucking Christ. Right. Rich, have you got a question for Nat?
I think Nat, like I said, poses a really interesting tale of morality, and this tale of morality makes me think of sort of more of an existential question. Will you be bringing the three actresses back to play the roles of the witches in the
Your Honour, that was the question he asked me.
What a handsome question.
No, I think that I would like to get some different actresses to play them in this film.
Okay, so who would play whom?
So I think that, you know what, maybe we can flip the genders, and maybe we could have like, because I thoroughly enjoyed watching David Tennant and Michael Sheen in Good Omens. Maybe we could have David and Michael, and then I'm not sure who maybe David could be Winnie. Michael, I think.
Daniel Radcliffe.
Could be Sarah Jessica Parker's character. Yeah. Michael, David, and Daniel. Let's do that. Yeah, that's fantastic.
Biblical.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
That's answered all the questions. Maybe they could give Sarah Jessica Parker's character a bit of backstory and a bit of something to do.
Yeah, she just likes boys, doesn't she?
She spun around on the spot several times, Chris. Come on.
You're right. And I bet they had to do that a few times. You know, it would have been a one take. She'll have got dizzy.
I don't know what the casting brief would have been for that part.
act like a moron for the entire film.
There was that bit where she held her arm out and Bette Midler wiped her nose on it. That was funny.
That was.
Yeah. She did take a few gut punches as well from old Bette. But that was
physical stuff to do. Yeah.
There was a very, very intricately choreographed scene where she threw some toes at people as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She worked hard. She
did work hard. She worked hard for that money. You're right. She did. Right then, it's Rich. It's your turn, please, for your prequel. Are you ready for this?
Okay, so we're looking at the period of time between after they got hung in the original film. So after turning Thackeray into a cat, killing his sister, and getting hung, Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker, and the one that looks like she's had a stroke, bounce around in space and time, waiting for a virgin to light the dark candle. Mm-hmm. At some point between Venus and 6 p.m., a telephone box flying through space hits the witches, and they all plummet to Renaissance Vienna, where the witches meet the inhabitants of the telephone box. One Mr. Bill S. Preston, Esquire, and Ted Theodore Logan. They agree to return to San Dimas with Bill and Ted to help them pass their history test.
Wow. Okay. Let me just
mash up.
Mash up, right? Okay. So Eddie and Nat, you can ask Rich any questions you want on his epic.
Are they after they help Bill and Ted pass the history test? Are they then transported back into the cosmos to await the black flame candle being lit? Or do they immediately go from history test to being back to life on Halloween's Eve?
Oh, well, actually, that's a good point, because they were made around about the same time, weren't they, the two films? So, yes, that is exactly what I had planned, Nat.
Okay, great.
So Billy the Kid, Billy the Kid and all the others, they went, back to their time periods, and the three witches, they ended up going back to Salem, Massachusetts.
Amazing. That's all I needed to know.
Brilliant.
Perfect.
I'm glad you had that question ready, because I was trying to cover up my disappointment that he was talking about Bill and Ted and not Doctor Who. But that
I knew. Yeah. Oh, you'd have won a vote there if you'd have gone Doctor Who.
I feel like I definitely lost it.
But then the question would have been, which Doctor would you have chosen? And that's just a can of worms we don't need to open. So instead, I'm going to ask, what is it that they do? Do they reenact? Do they sort of do like a magic reenactment of being burned at a stake? I know they were hanged in their thing, but witch burning is more commonly associated with the Salem trials. So do they like sort of do that as like a as their bit? Because obviously you've got Genghis Khan doing some like kung fu stuff, weapon stuff, and you've got Lincoln giving his speech and all that. So what's their bit?
So actually, what happens in this version is that all of the historical figures, they succeed, but not really landing the punches as they were in the original Bill and Ted film, and it's falling a little bit flat. And the teachers are all looking grumpy and like, and Bill and Ted's dads are like, military school. And so what the witches do, they come on and they reprise a version of "I Put a Spell on You," and as a result of that, they end up passing their history test.
Good.
So that's how Bette Midler knew the words to "I Put a Spell on You" despite having been dead for 300 years.
Exactly, because she heard it on the radio while they were waiting at Bill and Ted's house.
Oh, we are tying up so many loose ends tonight.
We've got a few comments. Martin saying Hocus Pocus the only time I've liked SJP. Yeah.
Me too, actually. Yes.
I mean, she did stellar work in Sex and the City, didn't she? She was all right in that, wasn't she?
She might have done. I never saw it, but she seemed it seemed to do well enough. It seemed to be successful enough. So,
Cat Not Evil. Crazy girl.
Thank you, Roberto.
Roberto, the only piece of sound advice you've ever given on this show, don't listen to Eddie.
Thanks, Roberto. I love you.
I don't really give people much of a choice whether they're going to listen to me or not, to be fair.
No, but we can. I love my newfound button. I love it. I love it. The only time you'll see me going power mad is in this room. It messes up my system where I see everybody now.
Yes,
yeah.
I'm freaking out. Don't know. Right, so you've heard all the prequels there. So don't forget, you can play along at home on Facebook. Leave your comment for which one you like the best. I'll give you a quick recap on everybody's. So first of all, you heard Eddie's prequel, which was about Mama Sanderson. She's got 3 girls who are cracking wise. They're quite good. They find I think they're tidying up, then they find the old book. It falls off a shelf. Is that right? They open it and learn the spells in a big montage. They use magic, blah, blah, blah. Mum is played by Liza Minnelli. Very important.
That is hugely important.
Very important. Good casting. Then there's a town meeting, and the girls defeat Liza Minnelli, and then the town folk think they're going to take over and be the good witches, but they went, no, we were lying. We're witches now. And the last thing that Liza Minnelli does is summon up witch hunters to go get her. Yeah. I remember that quite well, I've got to say.
Yeah.
Nats was
simple plots, to be honest.
Yeah. Nats was the 3 witches, basically the good, the support the community, all nice stuff. Then their mother has a baby but dies in childbirth. Wacky comedy. Then this is where I lost it a bit. Right, the devil. They do a deal with the devil.
No. Let me stop you right there.
Go on.
when she dies in childbirth, everybody's like, "Oh, it's your fault, the Sanderson sisters, because you weren't doing your job right." And so the child grows up a total brat because it gets away with everything. And then when Winnie tries to tell it off, they accuse the Sanderson sisters of being evil witches, and so they have to flee. And then they make a deal with the devil and hate all children and get the book.
Right. Cool. Okay. That was the bit I missed. Okay, Rich's was.
I'm not convinced he took that in that time either. Nat.
It don't matter now because everybody else heard it. So you bang on, I didn't. Rich's was prequel was after the hanging in the movie. It goes on to a bit of a detour. Basically, the waiting in the wherever they are, the ether, I guess, and a telephone box hits them. And Bill and Ted
bouncing around space and time.
Sorry. Telephone box hits them. Turns out it's Bill and Ted. There's a big Bill and Ted crossover. They end up in San Dimas, where they help them pass the history test.
Yep.
Good. Okay.
It's
right.
A winner.
We'll see. Right. It's time to vote. So you can vote in the room on Facebook. Well, we'll vote in the room here. Facebook, drop us your votes, and we'll have a look. We'll tally them up in a minute. Here we go. So let's have a think. What do you want, guys? What do you think? Whew.
I think I'm going to vote for Richard because he had me at birthday, frankly. Yeah.
I am going to vote for Nat, I think, because
thank you.
I would like, whatever that humming was. The mothership was just coming down to get me, but who knows? It could be something else. I wouldn't like to say what it was, but I think what
I did. It was a
anyway.
ghost.
I like as you might have been able to tell from mine. I like the idea of a period piece set in Salem.
Thank you, Edward.
I'm gonna go with Eddie because I like it to be fair.
Oh.
Thanks. I feel really creative and special now. Thanks, Rich.
You are such a loser, Richard.
I meant that with so much love and feeling.
It's not going to be fair though, because I'm going to vote on somebody now. So, and then we've got to vote online. So if you want to change your vote, you can. If you just do it for that.
Okay, I'm going to vote for Eddie still.
I don't know yet.
The thing is, if I vote for Nat, it looks like I've voted for Nat out of spite of Eddie voting for. So it's just awkward. So I'm just going to vote for Eddie, and now nobody knows.
You're basing too much on these votes. Just vote for somebody.
No one's ever had a problem with the voting before. Everyone's going, I like that one. I like that one. I like that one.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. No, it's never been a problem.
my
too
first
nice.
interaction in 8 months. I just, it's.
We'll make it easy for you, Rich. Vote for the one you liked most out of all of them, and the other ones are the ones you despise so much you would never give them a vote if your life depended on it. That's the way I look at it.
Okay, I'll vote for Nat then.
There you go. I mean, I can't say it didn't sting, but at least it makes sense.
I mean, that's things either way, doesn't it? I'm damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't. But Eddie,
no, but you know what? The only reason it stings is because you voted for me and then you changed your mind. If you'd have just gone Nat, I'd have gone, yeah, I vote. Because I'd have gone, yeah, I vote for Nat as well. I totally understand that vote.
This is the longest section ever. What are you voting for now? Who are you voting for?
Can I abstain? No, I'm going to vote for Nat.
Right, okay.
I can't flip-flop now.
Jesus Christ. Right, okay. It's going to be the longest show ever.
You'll get my next vote, Eddie. You'll get my next vote, Eddie. That's how it works.
Right, I'm going to vote for Richie's because I like the Bill and Ted idea, and the other two sounded very similar with the mother. I don't know.
Sure, Chris.
I know. Nobody cares.
Liza Minnelli, mate.
Nobody cares. I know Liza Minnelli was a good shout, but I mean, Arrested Development got there before you, so Anyway, Daniel. Hello, Daniel. You all right? Lovely hair in the picture there. Voting Eddie. There you go. Eddie's got a vote there. Look, Rich. See, it's not all bad. Martin. Cat gets my vote. Cat is Nat.
Martin.
So equal Stevens.
Baby.
Roberto. I always looked at that. Here we go. I vote for Frederick. What?
Should we assume that that's Rich?
That must be Rich. Randy Fiddler.
Thank you anyway.
Randy Fiddler. He comes up with a name for everybody every week, and for some bizarre reason, he's called you Randy Fiddler.
That's one of the best names he's come up with. I love that.
I like it. I thought, thanks.
Right.
Good.
Wow. If there's no more votes coming in, it looks like Nat and Rich have tied that round.
Oh, is that? Do we have to fight to the death now?
You should have voted for Eddie,
yeah. Yeah, you should.
No, you can do that later. Let's get on to the second round before we all die.
Before we all die of old age.
I'm just looking at the counter. It's 32 minutes for that first section. That's a long.
Wow.
I know. Feels like only yesterday, doesn't it? We started this. Have you seen? I want to show you my witch in the background. By the way, can't see it very well.
Yeah,
flying about.
I like it.
Yes.
Because we've got plenty of time left for the show. Yeah.
I just want to talk to you about these curtains as well.
Can I tell you each individual name for these bats? Like, we've got time.
Yeah, name them. We've got time. We've got loads of time. There's no limit. We do what we want. We do what we want on here. Yeah. Martin wants a fight as well, so we've got time for that.
Take it. There's a ghost,
Eddie.
What? Every time you shout, there's a ghost. I absolutely shit myself. Not because of the ghost, because it's so loud. Just because it's so loud in the air. It's fine. Right then, okay. We've got an explanation for as if we needed more time to waste. I found Frederick Randy Fiddler from IMDb. Australian writer Chris Lumb given that name on credits, so it must be his real name.
I did recognise it. It's from Tuck Bushman.
Randy Fiddler.
That's my name in Tuck Bushman.
Well, the Fiddler name comes from the Carry On film, Carry On Camping, where the guy's called Mr. Fiddler. But anyway, so that's where it comes from. Roberto, you know it all. Anyway, let's crack on, shall we? This fucking hell.
34 seconds. 34 seconds.
This show has turned into just like a callback every week now. The police academy. We can't control it anymore. It's just right. Let's get on with the sequel.
It all ends when you get a police academy tattoo, Chris.
Right. Okay. Who would I get? I don't know. Mortemouth Jones, I'd definitely get him. So I could make him talk. I'd get it somewhere where I could make it talk like on my belly. I could go. I talk out loud enough anyway.
Do Jim Carrey.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll do a police siren as I run down the street with my asshole.
With your asshole.
Right then, if you just join us, welcome kids to this Halloween special. Let's get on with it. Sequels. Nat, you're going first. Here's your timer. We're going.
Okay.
Go for it.
In modern times, the book Winnie's spellbook has been biding its time. Many thought Winnie's spellbook had disappeared or had been stolen when the closed down Sanderson House / museum was vandalised and eventually set on fire by local scallywags. The book, using its magic, was simply waiting to be seen by the right person. Cue Sarah, a teenage goth girl, and her 2 angry, disaffected friends who dabble in magic. On Halloween night, they break into the abandoned Sanderson house, find the book, and decide to try one of the spells. They curse their gym teacher and give him an unpleasant boil in an unmentionable place. Realizing it's worked, they begin to try darker and darker spells until the book reveals one, claiming to make them the most powerful dark witches alive. They do the spell, but instead of becoming witches, they are instead possessed by the spirits of Winifred, Mary, and Sarah, all of whom have patiently waited in hell for a new body. The girls are back, and this time, none of the children will escape.
Oh.
That's
Wow.
all coming back, boys. Yep.
I've got a question. Have you ever heard of a little film called The Craft?
I love The Craft. Fucking
I
love
know,
The
The
Craft.
Craft is good, isn't it?
Have you,
I was just
have you
going
ever,
to talk about The Craft for a bit.
have you ever heard of a little film called Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo? Now? Exactly the same plot. Only Herbie is about a car. Other than that, it's exactly the
It's
same.
about a car, you're right.
Ripped it off. Go on, sorry, what's your questions? Let's do it. Rich and Eddie, you can ask Nat a question about a sequel.
It's go ahead, Rich.
Where was sorry?
Where am I?
Where was it set? Again, was it set back in Salem, Massachusetts?
It's set back in
Of
Salem,
course, because
Massachusetts,
at
in the
the
abandoned
museum.
house and museum. Yeah, yeah.
Cool, perfect. Sorry, I just need to. Okay, so with the witches not being in the original witches not being in the sequel, who's Sarah Jessica Parker playing?
The book this time.
She's playing the book.
She's the book. Yeah, yeah,
Well,
That's my
she's got
question.
more range now, so yeah.
yeah.
Well, she played a journalist in Sex and the City, so she understands what writing is. So she can be writing for a bit. That'll be useful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She worked
yeah.
with writing for a very long time.
We've got a suggestion of my tattoo here, Hightower. I don't know.
I was going to suggest Hightower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'd get hooks. Maybe I'd get something a bit different, you know.
You'd get the goldfish in the X-ray machine, like a subtle one that other people go, "Oh, I get it," and you go, and then you've made a friend.
Yeah, yeah.
It's good. It's good.
Oh, I mean, I'm forgetting about Gothenburg, but let's do that.
Like the rest of society, Chris.
Yeah. We've
I
got another
could have found
question.
a porno with Steve Guttenberg in it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Was it the boys from Brazil?
No.
That was a sexy film, wasn't
There were 2 versions of it. Both had Steve Guttenberg in.
It wasn't that film. No.
Oh, okay.
He swears it's Steve Guttenberg though.
Yes.
What is it?
Sorry, Eddie.
No, it's right. No, Chris desperately needs to add it to his Gutenberg collection. Even
I think he's joking. I think he's
Oh, all
joking.
right then. In that case, my question is, so a goth and 2 magician lasses.
No, angry, disaffected goth friends.
Okay. So they're all goths, right?
Yeah.
So, would they behave differently if they listened to less aggressive music?
Oh.
Well, I looked at maybe Daniel O'Donnell fans to start with, but I just found that they would have been too busy at church praying, so that didn't work out. And then we thought about Slipknot, but they already probably listened to Satan anyway. So I just found a nice middle ground.
Fair enough. Okay,
Yeah.
no, that's fine. I just need
that all
to
the
know what
questions?
era of goth music they're going to be listening to, because
Oh,
they're going to be like, are they going to be first wave Sisters of Mercy, or are they going to be, or are they going to be like cyber goth where they just go to raves but
Panic
wear
at the
black?
Disco?
Sure.
Now this seems like a slightly
Is Panic at the
darker-
Disco goth? I don't know.
It's a
Probably
slightly
not.
darker film, this, than the
Go on.
original. Your sequel. It's a slightly darker film. So
Yes.
would there be a
Yes.
big musical number in this? And if so,
No.
what would
No,
Sarah Jessica
no.
Parker sing? No big no.
No big number in this one.
Okay.
No big number.
It's just going to be very gloomy and have like acoustic versions of songs that sound really sad, I think.
So no random
Nine Inch Nails
dance
stuff.
break or anything. No big 80s dance break or anything like
No, nothing like that. No.
Will they be
No.
using wire work like in the original, or is it all going to be CGI?
I mean, that was
CGI.
good wire work.
It was good wire work.
Yeah.
As somebody with theatrical training, Rich, I'm sure you appreciate the wire work.
Oh, I was impressed.
The
I
cat
felt
was
a lot of
pretty
the
good as
effects.
well, actually.
Yeah,
The
I
cat
felt a
was
lot of the
alright, yeah.
effects stood up to test of time, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Was that sounded like
It's sarcastic there,
Yeah.
Richard.
yeah, me too. Oh yeah, those effects.
me
were,
too.
guys. I mean, yeah. Industrial Light and Magic must have been shitting themselves. They didn't get that job. Anyway, maybe they did. I don't know who did it. Maybe they did it. I didn't read the credits. I skipped through them.
You
Right.
fell asleep
Looking
during
for good
watching it. Be honest, you fell asleep during it.
I did fall asleep, and then I had to rewatch the end.
I think there is an editor in Hollywood who's called Wendy Wank. I've seen it at the end of a film.
Wendy Wank.
Yep.
Well, I bet she's got. I bet she's no. Anyway,
Stop.
I'm gonna stop.
Come along nicely. Go on then, who's next? Sorry,
For the love of God, Chris, move us on.
You're next,
Love of
Rich.
God.
It's your turn. Your turn. Your sequel, Rich. Your sequel is next.
Okay, so the year is 2020.
Mm.
There is a power.
Thanks.
The end. No, the year is 2020. There is a power cut. And in Woodlesford, England, Chris Lumb gets up and lights an old candle. Meanwhile, the Western world is being gripped by a culture war. It's the US presidential election, and our three witches suddenly find themselves in Washington, D.C., and they hear a rumor about a man called Joe Biden, the Democratic candidate. They've heard that he's been eating the adrenal glands of young children to help maintain his youthful looks, because that's clearly working. Decided that he sounds like the right man to get behind, they join his campaign. And then they are charged with infiltrating the Trump campaign team. They're charged with the act of seducing Trump and obtaining some saucy photographs to blackmail him with. They manage to do it, Biden wins, and Trump becomes the next WWE champion. And the film is called Hocus Pocus.
All right.
I mean, I started with the title, to be honest.
So
I was
many
going to ask if
questions.
that was a
That's
worksy
amazing.
backwardsy.
I totally worked that backwards. I regret that choice now.
No, I love this. Like, I want to know, one, what's Trump's wrestling costume? Two, what's Trump's wrestling move? You know, we've got a
Okay,
Stone Cold
yeah,
Stunner for Stone Cold
yeah.
Steve Austin, for instance.
Oh, by the way, Trump's wrestling move is grabbing them by the Thackeray, and his costume is he is dressed in a fake Trump outfit with a big fake Trump head.
He's like Frank Sidebottom to himself.
Yeah, like Frank Sidebottom. Yeah, it's
Okay.
a big papier-mâché Trump head. That's it. That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
With that big sort of like rugby ball shape one that goes out to it. All right, yeah. Okay.
All right. Cool.
Are you banking on Bette Midler, a famous Hollywood liberal, doing this for free? is that where this comes from? Fair enough.
He's actually funding the film.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Good.
She's backed it to the hilt.
Sorry, I'm just fixing my chair.
Oh,
I'll fix it later.
okay. Is that all your questions?
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
quick.
I was just going to say, Chris, if you look, I'm sharing a screen right now. If you look down in the waiting room, and you will see Wendy Wank's IMDb page. She did the Stephen King film Creepshow.
Can we have? Oh, Creepshow.
Hello.
Wendy Wang.
Yep,
Good.
there you go.
Bloody hell! How did you share that? We'll look at that later. Another time might be
See, I
useful.
was going to try and do that. I was going to bring up the Steve Guttenberg porno and share that. See if you could.
Oh, we're just going to live stream Steve Guttenberg. Sure,
Right,
why not?
okay.
Oh, you've seen it as well.
Basically,
Yeah,
they're
Chris
like
has got
beheading
it.
things.
I've got all his stuff.
Chris has got it.
All his work. All
He
his
hasn't got
work.
the film, but he's got the soundtrack. It's
He's
very
even got the John Candy porno, John Randy. He plays 4 different cocks. Good. It's really good. But like there's a heart to it, so you sort of go, oh, that's nice.
Nice.
A lot of depth.
3 men in it. No, we won't go there. We got
No.
no. Right then, Eddie, it's your turn for your sequel, please. Let's get your timer on. Here we go.
Thank you.
Away you go.
So, Binks is having a lovely time not being a cat in heaven and only occasionally tries to lick his own asshole. He sees suddenly that Emily, his sister, is fading. Not knowing why, he gets permission to return to Earth seeking his friends Alison, Danny, and Virgin. They pore over the book and realise that only the Sanderson witches can help. After getting help from Zombie Billy, they perform a resurrection, trapping the spirits in magical hourglasses. When the time runs out, they'll go back to hell. The witches demand to be sent to a deeper level of hell, having shown appreciation for the place earlier in the original film, by having the sins of others attached to them. After hijacking a confessional, the witches, now heavy, weighted down with sins of other people, cure Emily, and all is well. And I ended it with the same words as Harry Potter, because these are some witches who aren't pricks.
Oh my God.
I didn't know this was going to be so charged, this episode. We've had it all. Right then,
Eddie,
questions for Eddie. Yeah.
my question straight away is, what was the worst sin? What was the worst sin that they heard in the confessional? And will it be heard in the film, or is it too bad?
I mean, there's 2 separate answers to that. There'll obviously be one where they go, so what was your sin? And then the person starts talking, but the sound goes out and music goes over it. And then one of the witches goes, so you're like, oh, wow, that must be bad because they're evil and they thought it was bad. And you go like, oh, must have been awful. And then there was one where a guy was like, I put a load of bees down my knob.
And he's played by Steve Guttenberg. And he won't even
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
That would just
He
announce
just wandered onto the set one day, just eating a sandwich. What? I'll go in here, put some bees down my knob. Thank you, Mr. Gutenberg. As we all.
And Steve.
Steve Gutenberg and himself.
Eddie, so they're having the sins attached to them.
They're sort of absorbing other people's sins, yes.
Oh, they're absorbing it. That answers my question. No, it was going to be, how are the sins attached? Safety pins.
When the people confess, they sort of like, you know how she was sucking the glow around him. They sort of, as they're saying it, they
sucking it in.
They were sucking all the, you know, when she was proper sucking on the boy. Really like
he's spit it out.
Yeah. It's like that.
I was surprised. Disney film, there were a lot of that in it, a lot of sucking.
But
you are all going to hell. Every single one of you are going to hell.
I'm not.
Already been there.
It's quite lovely, thank you.
You look beautiful, Nat.
That classic line. What a creep.
You show, Lum. Thank you, Richard.
We've got, I don't know what's going on here. Hang on. Roberto. Why kill them who wear orange? Because it's Halloween. Roberto, get yourself a costume.
Yeah.
Why don't you
That's always orange at Halloween, Roberto.
Why don't you take that stick-on moustache off, Roberto?
I really like Roberto's moustache. I was about to say it's a lovely moustache. You've got a lovely moustache, mate.
I think I know who Roberto is, guys. I think I've worked out who he is.
Who is he?
No.
It's not Tom King, that's for sure.
He's in the room with us. Where else?
Roberto's coming from the room.
Roberto's in the same room. Yeah. I think.
I was going to say, Chris, you've got previous with asking people if they're wearing a fake moustache, and it turns out it's their actual moustache because you did that for your dad. So. So I'd be a bit more careful if I were you, accusing people of wearing fake moustaches.
That is true. I just assume everybody's tashes are all stick on at the bottom of the shelf. I don't know why.
It reminds me of a day when we were at college. I went to college with Lummy, and he went up to this girl one day, right? And a girl that we all knew, and it.
Oh no! Don't tell us.
Yes, tell us.
He went up to her, and he went, "You got a bogey on your nose," and she went, "It's a wart."
This is horrible.
It's a wart that she'd had. We'd all seen it. We all knew it was there.
I didn't.
Lummy, you didn't.
Can I just explain? I didn't realise though. I didn't do it on purpose. That sounds like I just went up and went, ah. I genuinely said it to say you've got someone. I didn't know.
Oh, Lummy.
Anyway, this is not about college stories.
But
that damaged people's reputations.
Anne Widdecombe. So who's the loser now, Chris?
I worked with Anne Widdecombe once. It was yeah. She was cast in a role takeover from Dawn French of all people. Can you believe it? I know, right?
Humans in the world.
I've never ever slagged off another performer before, but holy shit, she was atrocious. I've never been in a rehearsal room where somebody does something in a scene and the whole room goes. It was terrible.
She's an awful person, though. She's just dreadful. Sorry, we're doing politics again, and Chris don't like it.
Oh, brilliant! Look what you've done, Rich. Now Nathan's nicked him. The only time he comes on our bloody show, and he comes on to confirm a thing against me, Bill. Right, cool. I don't know what's.
Apparently,
Oh, me, that's all out of sorts.
It is, isn't it?
Sorting that joke, Harry Potter, innit? That bit of a reference. It's not a joke, it's just a reference. Anyway, let's move on from that story about the wart. What's it's done it again? What story? All right, Webmans, we got it. All right. Right, vote in a minute. Stick around, you can vote.
2 minutes, and now he just goes, yeah, Chris.
Why don't you tell a nice story about me at college? Have a think about that. There must be one.
But, you know.
I used to work with you, Lummy. There are no nice
stories.
Oh,
my God.
I am genuinely trying to think of a nice story about you, and I can't.
The first thing that springs to mind is the awful practical jokes you played at the cinema to everybody.
Yeah, I
scared the crap out of them all the time.
In fact, with both of you, I worked at the cinema. Yeah.
I think we're getting off the subject of Hocus Pocus here. The magical comedy classic by Walt Disney Productions starring Bette Midler.
Lummy's favourite film.
Yeah, my favourite film ever created. I'm trying to think of a really nice story now for me.
There is none.
A nice story about yourself.
Right, it's not about me. It's about you guys doing your lovely prequel, sequel, requels. This has gone off the rails, this episode, so much. We're 53 minutes in, we haven't even finished the sequels.
Thank you.
My God. Webb, give over. I mean, look.
That's almost the opening line to Carrie. Burn in hell, Carrie White.
Right, let's do some bloody votes. Okay, right, sequels. Here's your recaps for In the Room. Nats was Modern Times. Find the book. The house has been set on fire. It's been burnt down, but the book survived. It's looking for somebody to open it. Sarah, a goth girl, comes in with the two friends and starts trying spells out. The curse of the gym teacher put him a boil somewhere where the sun doesn't shine or wherever he gets it. Then they
what, Chris?
Then,
it was a bogey.
It was in his nose, but somebody found it out. Then they become dark witches, and then they're possessed by the original three: Sarah and
Kathy Najimy. Never forget.
Kathy Najimy, or Kath Noon has been pointed out.
anyone else get the sense that Chris is really trying to reclaim and get the show back on track? He's trying really hard.
Everything's referencing these things now. Kathy. Waltz, it's all coming. Right, Richie's was 2020 is the power cut. Then he mentioned I lit a candle for some bizarre reason, but never mentioned it again.
Because you make sure a virgin.
Yeah,
Virgin.
I got that. Yeah, I got that, but he didn't. I thought you were going to go somewhere with the
No,
plot.
that was literally it. It was a way. To be honest, I forgot they died at the end of the first film, and I was like, shit, how do they come back?
Right.
A virgin like Chris lights a candle. There you are.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Culture war. Joe Biden versus Trump. Joe Biden wins and Trump's forced to go do WWF. Is that right?
Well, yeah, he's supposed to work for the World Wildlife Foundation. That's right, Chris. Yes. Trump, the well-known
Environmentalist. Yeah.
Oh, he loves animals.
And then it's called Hocus Pocus.
No, it's called Hocus Pocus. You weren't listening.
He never listens. He never listens, Richard. He never listens.
My internet connection, all right. What the?
Mine's cutting out. It might just go off soon in a minute.
Really stroppily.
Yeah, I should go and be off. Eddie's was about Binks, who's in heaven. His sister starts to fade, and he's like, "Why is this happening?" So he goes down to talk to his old friends, see if they know, and they said only the Sanderson witches can help sort this out. So they help him out. They hijack a confessional. I didn't write down why. And then they get they're capturing everybody's spirits.
It's a big part of the plot, mate. Don't worry about it.
Capturing
Sin so they can go to a deeper level of hell because they love it.
I got the deep hell, I got that, and then the cure Emily at the end. Yeah.
Yes. So then they go off to a deeper hell. Everyone's happy, hooray!
Cool. Right. Okay. So vote in the room now, and we'll vote in here as well. Vote on Facebook, sorry, and we'll vote in here.
I am voting for Eddie because Stephen Guttenberg is putting bees down his knob. So my vote's for Eddie.
Thumbing bees down his cock. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's happening in Eddie's film, but you know.
No, it is now.
It is now.
I'm voting for the bees as well. Down. It reminds me of Nick Cage in his glorious role. The bees.
I'm going to vote going the bees.
The bees.
He likes them.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to vote for Nats because it reminded me of The Craft, and that is a good thing.
Thank you very much.
So if tonally if it's got the sort of Craft tone to it, then I'm sure I would enjoy it.
I'm going to vote for Nat. Psych, I'm going to
you
vote
both.
for Eddie.
Oh,
Equality.
How does it feel, Natalie? How does it feel?
wow.
I'm dead inside.
I didn't see that coming.
So I pixelate me anytime you want, baby.
Let's see the votes online. Let's go for this. This is crazy. You guys are real bad people, apart from Carter. Shut up.
Thank you.
I vote for Scissors. I don't vote for you on that. He votes for Scissors. So
No, his love is enough.
Scissors is Eddie, by the way, Rich. If you didn't know, Ed
I
with scissors rounds
figured
with
that
it.
out. Yeah.
He's not stupid, Lumb.
Only 58 minutes into this, I'd figured that out.
Yeah.
Well done.
Playing rock, paper, scissors by himself.
I vote for Trump in WWE on the condition he gets Stone Scott. So Daniel's voting for.
I think Steve Austin would come out of retirement to give Trump a Stone Cold Stunner.
I think Steve Cohn, Steve Austin is. I think he's a Trump supporter.
No.
A lot
I'm
of
going to
them
have to
are.
Google that while you're talking about these things.
A lot of them
I'm
are.
going to look. I'm going to look.
Where's Nathan? Nathan's just gone. Then he hasn't even put a vote, and he just come on to insult me.
I think Nathan's Roberto. That's why he's got to keep being Roberto.
No.
Nathan-
I know who Roberto is. I've worked it out.
I know Nathan has gone to play some Fallout 76 because that's what he does this time every night.
We got Martin voting. Hang on, it's all to play for still. Nat's got a vote there. It's
Oh,
not all
thank
to
you,
play for,
Martin.
It's over. Hey up.
I'm a bit disappointed. My girlfriend's supposed to be watching this and she hasn't voted for me once yet.
Maybe she's voting. She's just a silent voter. Maybe she just they're all rubbish.
Maybe she's Roberto. Maybe she's Roberto.
There is no better wrestler than Trump. Does that mean he's got your vote then?
Hell yeah!
Who knows? Anyway, Eddie's won that round, so well done, Eddie, for that. You've won the sequel round. Nobody's going to clap for you, the miserable.
Oh, sorry, Eddie. I'm checking on Stone Cold Steve Austin whether he likes Trump or not.
Well
done, Eddie.
He did plead no contest to when he was arrested and charged with domestic abuse in 2002, so he can go fuck himself.
Oh my God. Right, okay. Keep the light-heartedness coming. Hocus, if you're watching at home, you
domestic abuse isn't okay. Sorry, Chris. I'll try not to rock the boat with my mad leanings.
I mean, you know, it's a wacky comedy we're talking about here.
Yeah, Stone Cold Steve Austin is not on the list of WWE superstars who don't support Trump, by which I assume that means he does support Trump. So
hasn't made a comment.
What a knobhead. Don't like him anymore.
He might not have commented.
Yeah, true.
All right.
I've gone right off him now.
Oh, the domestic abuse was fine, but...
How has this turned into an episode of Loose Women?
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear that bit. Was that about Steve Austin?
No, if it were Loose Women, we'd have to invite
somebody. I didn't realise you were...
If it were Loose Women, we'd invite somebody in and go, oh my God, oh, aren't they fit? Like they do on there.
So, what are you doing with your new series now? There you go.
Yeah. and then go like that, oh, like that, and then go, no, it's not all right.
Rusty Lee impression.
Anyway.
And then one of us will get into an argument with somebody.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we do that anyway. Yeah, that's...
we do it all the time. Right, it's time for the requels. It's the last round. It's everything to play for. Everything to play for. You've all won a round so far, so it is really everything to play for. So I can't stress how
we've had a tie.
Wait, hang on, we've done 2 rounds. How have we all
we had a tie.
We had a tie. Yeah,
we had a tie, and then Eddie just won.
I mean, try and keep up, Rich, yeah?
Yeah, no.
It's like that time at college when you didn't keep up. You remember that time?
Story
you remember that time at college? Hang on, wait a minute. I've got it. Do you remember that time at college, Rich, where you murdered that person?
What did you do? What did you do?
You pushed them off that cliff in a burning car. Do you remember that? Happy Halloween, everybody.
On this night, 100 years ago, when
300 years ago,
in a burning car. Wow. Someday you could still hear his screams.
And Nathan Webb tried to cover it up for you. Yeah, I'll take you both down with me. Right, okay, let's do the prequels before we all lose consciousness.
Yeah.
Where are we? No, requels, sorry, we're on requels. I'm
going back. Requels, mate.
We're not doing prequels again. It's too far gone, too deep into this. Right, requels, there we go. Right, so Rich, you're going first this time?
So I've taken the decision to do a reboot, but a sort of gender reversal reboot to this.
Mm-hmm.
So Seth Rogen, James Franco, and Jonah Hill are wizards. They're bored of being able to do anything that they want, and they hear a legend about the Supreme High. Legend tells of an ancient wizard, Paul Daniels, who created an incantation that allowed him to inhale the souls of virgins. Once he inhaled the souls of 100 virgins, Paul Daniels would have the supreme orgasm. Rogan, Franco, and Hill decide to hunt down the ancient incantation so that they can live out the rest of their lives happily jizzing their boxes off. Jaden Smith and Maria Bakalova try to stop them.
Cool. Okay. Right. Questions then for Rich. Very nice. Nat and Eddie, go for it. Your questions.
Are there going to be loads of scenes that you can tell are improvised and aren't really good enough to properly be in the film, but they just left them in because it's chill, you know, whatever?
Yeah, of course. It's organic that way, Eddie.
Mm. I call it unfinished, but sure. Okay, just checking.
I've got Eddie's vote. I can see. Right. Okay. Yes. Now go for it.
Yeah. So it's quite a simple question, really. If you're rebooting it, are we keeping "I've Got a Spell on You," or are we choosing a different song, or are we having no song?
It's going to be it's going to be an urban version of "I Put a Spell on You."
Okay. Like they did with the Addams Family Values.
So what?
Like they did with the Addams Family Values. Oh my God, there's a ghost, Chris.
Skeleton, Chris.
Chris, did you see that?
Well, this.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that was just that.
Yeah,
I made it walk across the screen like that.
Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah. Right, shut up. You know, Richard, you know the Addams Family Values where they do the Addams Family.
You Sunday named me.
I did.
Yeah,
You know,
right, yeah.
and you know in the Addams Family Values where they do a rap version of the Addams Family.
Oh, Adam's
that
Groove,
what-
you mean, by MC Hammer?
Yes.
Natalie? Yes.
Yes.
Sure.
Is that what I Got a Spell on You is going to be? Like,
Well, no, it's going to be I Put a Spell on You, but
oh my God.
I just said that, right?
You know what? I'm just clocking out on this. I'm just going to go with it.
I clocked out about an hour ago.
Can I suggest that instead of I Put a Spell on You, all
Oh.
three of them just sing WAP in its entirety?
Yes, that's what's going to happen.
Okay. In that case,
Yeah.
you may have won me back.
Oh.
Oh.
I'm going to say it. I'm
I
going to say
really
it.
like the colour of your nails, Eddie. They really,
thank you
Oh,
very much.
shut up, you two
Thank you.
kissing each
they,
other's
they,
asses.
they really match the keyboard behind you.
They
I'm
do.
gonna
They
say-
really match. They match my eyes. The pink sparkly nails.
Yeah, I'm imagining you playing that keyboard with those. Yeah, nice.
I'm going to
Oh,
say
Get
it.
a room. Get
gonna
a
say it.
room.
It's all to play for still tonight. It's all to play for.
You're just
We're
gonna
playing
say
for
it.
Stilton. Is that the prize?
I thought it wasn't going to play. It wasn't all to play for, but it's all to play for. Right, let's move on. Requels, Eddie, it's your turn, please.
Okay.
Timer.
Don't need a timer so much because
Oh.
fucking musical, mate.
Oh. Wow.
Okay.
That's it. Pretty much the same, but a musical.
Okay, I'm straight in there with this question. Is it going to be a Les Mis style musical where everything is sung from start to finish? Or is it going to be a hairspray style musical where we have dialogue and songs?
Operetta or not operetta? That's a very good question. Now,
No, she said, is it going to be a musical? With
I know what she said.
the power just went out then. It was very spooky. It went off a minute.
It was, wasn't it?
Oh.
What? Ah!
Oh.
All right, now.
I'm changing.
Go into the light, Eddie. Go into the light.
So beautiful.
Go into the light, Carrie.
There's I think I don't want to miss out on the snappy backs and forths of
Okay.
Najimi and Parker
Okay.
while Midler is doing her thing. So I think it's going to be a light musical rather than
Okay.
an operetta or opera style.
I like
So
that.
there will be dialogue because obviously there's, I mean, I'd love to hear the bullies ask for his shoes in song, but there are some,
Yeah, ice.
But yeah, I think because then you can have sort of showstoppers, and every song a showstopper, give them a bit of breath in between to proceed the story that way. Yeah,
I like that. Thank you.
no worries.
A full-on musical, and it's important to get the best musical talent to really kind of sell this and make it the film that you envisage. Who will Ewan McGregor be playing?
Ewan McGregor can be Billy, so we are spared for the first 2/3 of the film, because we'll go, okay, so you're from Salem, Massachusetts, and you've been dead 300 years. Oh, hello, my name is Billy. How is everybody today? It's like, no, sorry, cut, Ewan. Can we try Obi-Wan Kenobi? Oh, hey, the new. No, stop it. Come on, let's not, shall we? So Ewan McGregor will be playing Billy. So we'll get one song where he sort of belts it out, and you go, yeah, he's probably quite good when he's playing Wonderwall by himself, but suffers in that Russell Crowe way when you put him next to an actual singer.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you.
Can he also ride a motorbike like in Rocky Horror, Ewan McGregor, because he loves his bike? So can he come
He does
on
look bikes.
Can he come out of the grave on a bike, as Billy?
I would not be opposed to it, and give him a sort of Eddie from Rocky Horror kind of intro.
And
Yeah.
Can he go, I've got oil in my eye, I've got petrol in my eye. Like that, like he does.
Yeah. I mean, what I will make him do whatever you want to see him do, Chris. I will do that for you.
All right. Good. Okay, let's move on. Nat, it's your turn for your recall. You asked your questions, didn't you, both of them?
Yeah.
They were so memorable.
Shut the fuck up.
Your turn. Away you go. Happy Halloween, everybody.
Okay. So, we know that Hocus Pocus is just one big old camp fest, right? And another film that is a favourite of mine that is also a big old camp fest is the Rocky Horror Show. So I want to mash the two together. So I would like Dreamcast. I know that Tim Curry can't do it anymore, but if I could have Tim Curry from Rocky Horror Show, he would be Winnie. But then I would keep Sarah Jessica Parker and Kathy. I would keep them as they are. I want Richard O'Brien to be Binks. I want Bette Midler to be Billy, because I really wanted to be in it, but I can't think of another character that she could do that's not weird, because she'd be like a child. So yeah, I want it to be like, I want it to have that like sexy raw edge that Rocky Horror does, and that camp edge that Rocky Horror does, and mash it into Hocus Pocus, Halloween, sex and sass. That's my reboot. Yeah.
All right.
With more songs.
With more songs.
You can't have Tim Curry and Richard O'Brien and not have more songs.
Right. Questions, guys? Okay, for Nat there. I want you to name 15 of the songs.
15? 15.
Yeah. With an intro and outro of each one.
Yeah.
15,
yeah, you're right.
15.
I want you to sing 15 of the songs.
Start to finish, yeah? I mean, I could go get the costumes as well if you want.
Yeah, I want a full musical. We're going on till 3 in the morning here. Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm up for that. Yeah, I mean, we've not already, gone on for way longer than we normally do anyway. So
no, we're all right. We're all right.
Yeah.
We've caught up. We caught all the dribble out. We've caught up now.
Can you imagine Tim Curry doing I Put a Spell on You, though?
It would be really good, actually.
Yeah.
Don't avoid the question. 15 songs.
Okay, let me start writing them down while you're talking amongst yourselves. Here we go.
He's been complaining about how long the stream has been going.
I know. No, just all right. One song. I want you to name one song. And it can't be I Got a Spell on You. Can't be that one.
It's I Put a Spell on You.
That one.
No,
yeah.
I Got a Spell on You. What a loser.
I shoved a spell on you.
I've got a little spell on you.
Yeah, that one. It can't be that one. Can't be that one.
Oh,
it's a song in the movie. I didn't even notice.
It's the I shoved a spell on you because my penis was full of bees already.
We can hear you without you doing that, What's that about?
It makes me feel like I'm a Secret Service agent.
It's like you're like a sports commentator.
Yeah,
I can fucking hear you.
It's when I whisper.
Yeah. Hey, you're listening to the Silky Sound.
Well, Bruce, what I'd like to tell you all about.
Happy Halloween out there, listening to Monster Mash. Here we go. I was working in the lab.
Late the last night.
Right, okay, ask your questions. Let's fucking finish.
I think one of my songs would be Witches Please instead of Bitches Please, because it's Rocky Horror Show.
Cool.
Yeah. Cool.
My question is, what would the other song? What one of the other songs be?
Fucking hell. It might be called People Are Asking Too Much Fucking Questions About Songs. That might be one. Hang on, cat's knocking the thing. Hello.
Gone. Gone.
My cat's right here. My cat's right here.
All right.
That was her ass. Go.
Will Christopher Biggins be in it?
Of course.
Biggins.
Of course, Christopher Biggins will be in it. He'll be the one. He'll be dancing in the town hall.
With the parents.
Yeah.
Oh, he'll be one.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Will
And maybe
he talk about any
maybe
other professional experience he's ever had after being in it?
I think that he would also be the cop on the bike who's not a real cop. I'd like him to do that part.
Oh, he's a police officer.
You know what? I forgot about half of these memorable characters you're bringing back to me. The cop on the bike who wasn't a cop, and the parents. I forgot all about the parents. And
the parents were great.
The mother was in a really good John Candy favourite of mine, The Great Outdoors. She played his wife in that. There you go. And Charles Rocket.
And the man who was dressed as the devil, even though his wife clearly hates all joy in the world.
That was, do you know who that was? That was Penny Marshall was his missus, and that was Gary Marshall. Penny Marshall was Laverne and Shirley. She were in that, and she directed Big with Tom Hanks.
Mm.
And Gary Marshall, big producer and actor and all sorts of shit.
That's a lovely bit of trivia for those.
I know we like to give a bit of trivia amongst all the other crap.
Bit of trivs.
So, and then I like to ground everything to a halt after giving that trivia, and an awkward silence comes over the room. Then, while we forget what we're doing, it's a bit of a thing we do every time. It's nice. Gives us a bit of a breather. An hour and 15 minutes in.
A breather we've earned. Nat, there is a ghost on your fanny.
It's because he don't get used, Eddie. It's because he don't get fucking used.
Isn't that a song?
It's a haunted fanny.
Is that not a song? There's a ghost in... No, there's a ghost in my house. How could I make that mistake?
There's a ghost in my house. There's a ghost in my house. There's a ghost in my house.
Chris,
it's the spooky version of Waxfoot.
There's a ghost in your house, Chris.
No, it was... I'm just holding that up and making it move to the camera.
Oh, God. That's really good special effects, man. Did you used to work on Hocus Pocus?
I did work on Hocus Pocus, uncredited.
Uncredited,
I kept my credit off there. I said, "Duck,
Eddie.
Eddie.
What?
Should we do some voting?"
Eddie,
Yeah.
We've still got 5 people watching. We've still got 5 people watching, guys. Come on.
God bless them. God bless them all.
Where do we get 5 medals from?
Bless you for sticking with this. An hour and 16 minutes in.
They've all
The
fallen
most
asleep.
indulgent we've ever been.
Right.
Give us,
We'll
please.
give you your nights back. You can pick a night next week. We'll give you it back. Right then, let's do the voting. So Requels. Reaches was a reboot basically with the 3. What was it? Seth Rogen, Jonah Hill, and who were the other?
James Franco.
Franco.
How could I forget?
How can you forget Franco?
I know he does it all. He's an all-rounder, is Franco. Basically, they're after a quest to get the supreme high, and they come across a magician named Paul Daniels, a famous magician, who inhales the souls of virgins.
What?
And Debbie McGee. And
we all know the story about Debbie McGee, don't we?
We do, yeah. What happens after that, Rich?
They find the incantation and they spend the rest of their time jizzing their boxes off.
Good Lord.
Right. I missed that on first time round.
Because inhaling these souls of 100 virgins gives you a massive orgasm.
That was it. That was a bit I missed. Yeah. Massive orgasm. Right then, Eddie's was Requel. It was basically a fucking musical, he put. Light musical. Ewan McGregor's cast as Billy. You added that in. But yes, musical version. And then Nats decided to nick your idea and just shove it as a Rocky Horror mashup musical. Tim Curry was in it as Bette Midler's character. Sarah Jessica Parker.
He was in it as Bette Midler.
And Kathy were in it as well. And Bette Midler was in it as Billy. Billy.
And Richard O'Brien was Binks. Don't forget Richard O'Brien.
Richard O'Brien Binks. And then it was full of sex and sass.
Yeah, witches, please.
Yeah, witches, please. So get voting in the room. We'll vote on Facebook as well. We'll check those in a sec. Daniel's just put, this is good. Fact check there. Daniel's our resident fact checker. He goes to the other places where people vote. There's no techno song named "My Pussy Is So Old It's Haunted."
It's not that my pussy's old, Daniel. It's just it doesn't get used much.
It was the site of a terrible tragedy. That's why it's haunted. Several miners died in a cave-in.
Ghost Fanny.
Nathan's given us the title of the show. Discount comedy check.
Oh, he's back. Hi, Nathan.
Yeah, he never left. He never left. He's always there. He's also said what a madman, but then Roberta said what a madman. Roberta just copies and pastes. He's found. I think
it's because they're the same person.
And then Nathan wanted to know: are you drinking undiluted Robinson's juice?
No, it's diluted.
It's diluted. You never put water in a bottle, Webb, when it's getting a bit low. Come on.
What a loser.
Yeah, come on, man. Right, who are we voting for in the room?
It's 2020, man. Fucking hell.
I'm going
I mean, you've got
to.
to dilute everything in 2020. You know.
I'm so sorry, Eddie. I've done it again. I'm so sorry.
No, it's all right. I'm going to vote for Nat.
Right.
Oh, thank you,
Okay.
Eddie.
No reason. Just, do you want to give a reason or not?
It's going to be similar to my one in that there's going to be music in it, and it's going to be fun and exciting that way. So, yep, that's what I like.
Right. Cool. Okay.
Thank you very much.
What else are we going for? I'm going to vote for Richie's. I'll tell you that now because it's too hard to vote against two musicals for me. I can't decide. They're both good ideas, but I'll vote for Richie's by default.
I'm really pity vote. Nice. Just like
Also,
Richard's been doing all night.
who
Just
don't wanna
like
see-
Richard's been
Who
doing.
doesn't
I
want
will
to
take
see
it
Paul
anywhere I
Daniels sucking people off?
I'll take it anywhere I can. It's been a while.
Sucking the souls off, sorry.
I think it's actually quite hard to choose between the two boys, but I think I'm going to go for Eddie because, again, musical. I like a good musical, and the fact that I'm going to see Ewan McGregor shut up is a bonus.
Yeah. Who's not voted? Somebody's not voted there.
Me, I'm going to vote for Nat.
Right, cool.
Oh, thank you very much.
No reason, just,
No reason.
that's just the way it swung.
He's changed his tune from first round. I don't know who to vote for. I'll just vote for that. No reason.
I mean, we're an hour and 21 minutes in.
We're an hour and 20. Yeah,
Yeah.
cracking. It's clocking up this one. I vote for the Paul Daniels film. It sounds magical. Oh, there you
Oh,
go.
here we go. Here we go.
Cool.
It's all to play for. Here we go. It's getting tense now. I visited by ghost of Margaret Clitheroe and she told me not to vote for Curly Love and Mr. Fiddler. I'm not in the competition, Roberta. How many times? I'm after Mr. Fiddler, so I flip coin and vote for Cat.
Margaret didn't know that you went in the competition. Thank you, Roberto.
Is that nobody else has voted? We've got 5 people. Where's the rest of these votes? Get your votes in. I'm going to end it in a minute. If you don't vote, it's
Nathan's just texted me. He's voted for me.
Oh, right. We'll put that
Oh,
down.
shut it. Shut it, Gittins.
gotta-
Shut
it's gotta-
it.
It's
I'll
all
just check. I'll check the rules. It's got to
All
come
there.
into the room, else it doesn't class as a valid vote.
That is true.
That
We've
is
always
true.
done it that way.
And we won't be stopping
Oh,
now. Here we
that's what
go.
my
We've
cat
got one.
thinks.
We've got one.
Oh,
Martin
thank you,
Cameron.
Martin. That's
Oh,
lovely.
God.
Well,
Getting,
I don't
it's
know.
getting quite competitive, isn't it?
No, it's not.
It's the most competitive one that's ever been tonight. I don't know why. What's happened? The only person who isn't treating it as a competition is me because I can't get votes. That's it. Everybody else has been naughty. Right, Roberto's said something else. Nathan says Eddie, whoever he is. What? No idea. Paul Daniels.
Oh, thanks, mate.
What a surprise!
What's going on?
I'm now called Paul Daniels, but
What a surprise! You enjoy being Nathan's best man, Rich.
It sounds like he'll certainly remember some embarrassing stories with that kind of a memory.
I know. I've got loads. I'm going to do a separate.
You're going to hold a
episode.
separate wedding for someone else just to do a speech about Nathan.
I'm going to do a show called Prequel Sequel, college stories to embarrass people.
sounds like
Really
a
fit to the ranch game.
Right then. So at the end of that Requel round, Nat, you did it. You got all the votes. You got 4.
Oh.
Rich got 3. Eddie got 1 there. Oh, so which means Nat is our overall winner tonight on Prequel Sequel. Give her a round of applause, everybody. Come on. That's it.
Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you very much for your votes, for your kindness.
Very good. Well, we've come to the end of the show, an hour and 23 minutes in. I enjoyed that tonight. It was very nice. First of all, let's say a big thank you to our
It's been a bit
lovely
sassy,
special
hasn't it?
guest.
I enjoyed it.
Why do you talk over when I'm doing the wrap up? You start fucking railroading
I
me.
did. I just did.
You know what I mean?
That's what I just did.
You wanted to do
Unreal.
it
What I
again?
just did just then.
Yeah,
You want to do it again, Nat? That's
Do
what
you
he's
know what?
saying.
Do you know what?
Yeah, come on, start then.
Okay.
Yeah,
So I
start
just
then.
want to say thanks to our lovely special guest, Richie Gittins.
What are you
for coming
doing,
in tonight.
Chris? Are you doing it? You want me to do it now, Chris? You want me
Talking
to-
over his lovely thank you there. So thanks, Rich, for coming in tonight. Give Rich a round of applause as well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks, as always, to our other panel members.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thanks to everybody watching on Facebook tonight. Thank you very much. Thank you to our regular.
Thank you,
I would like to point out I've been alarmingly well behaved this week, and I don't know why.
You have been very. You got an early boot though, so I think that's why.
I did. Oh, right.
You got an early boot. I think that kicked it in for you. You thought I'll behave myself. You know.
You have been good, Eddie. Yeah.
Does Chris ever get a round of applause?
No, I never get a no.
Oh, Gittins. My God.
I'm
Are you applauding the fact that Chris never gets a round of applause?
Exactly, yeah.
All right. Right, it's time to do our regular plugs. So let's plug some stuff. Richie G, what have you got to plug this week for us? Go on, give us some plugging.
Nothing. It's fucking lockdown.
I know it's lockdown, but tell us some worthy causes that you want people to check out.
Children.
Steady on.
Children what? Children in need or children what?
Kids. Feed fucking kids.
Feed kids. Yeah, get them school dinners out, you bastards.
Yeah,
There you go.
And also at Rich Gittins on Twitter and
Oh, and also my stuff. Not for the children, just my stuff too, yeah.
And, my dog is awesome and
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Oh, lovely stuff there. Thank you, Rich. And they can find you on Facebook if they want to see some. Tell it you do your acting videos and stuff though, don't you?
Yeah.
Right, you're supposed to plug. That's your chance to go. Check out these.
The thing is, I was about to do it. I came up with a name for my YouTube channel. I can't remember what it is. So
Sounds like a winner.
I'm just looking now. I think it's like Breaking the Fourth or something.
Oh yeah.
It sounded like really witty. It's like breaking the fourth wall. But Breaking the Fourth with Richard Gittins.
So they can find your acting tips on there and stuff.
There's interviews with people from the industry, like stage managers and stage fighters and voiceover people. So it's just helping teachers and kids at school.
And keep supporting the arts, everybody. You know, let's get these actors back to theatres and working.
Not just what we do, but the arts.
Yeah, you could have said something like that, Rich, as well. It'd have probably been nice for all your colleagues.
I mean, to be honest, they've just watched this.
Yeah, to be honest, yeah.
Probably never want to.
Nobody's getting any work after this. That's why people come on and do one episode and go, I'm busy forever. I am busy forever after this. I'm just can't do it again.
Look at you. What a little
Nathan doesn't think much to your YouTube channel there, Rich.
No, but Nathan has no taste.
As Chris has just seen his brilliant joke.
Oh dear. I didn't know Dexter was around.
Yeah.
Silly Dexter.
Could have had Dexter instead of you.
You showed us him earlier.
I think see, everyone's a critic on me.
I know, Dexter. It's been a long night. We'll get on with it. Eddie, have you got anything to plug, Eddie?
Yes, IC News podcast and Fire Breathing Kittens podcast. Both tremendous amounts of fun. Don't play IC News to your kids. Do play Fire Breathing Kittens to your kids because they're all good fun.
Make sure they get them school dinners.
Yes, make sure they get some school dinners and give to a food bank if necessary, because apparently we've got to pick up the slack where the government are being shit about it. So take some advent calendars and sanitary products down to a food bank as well, because they always need those. And that'll be a nice thing for parents and people who need the sanitary products. So do that. And also we may well start doing something a bit more streamy where you can watch films and stuff with us sometime soon. So keep a lookout for that, because it might be fun to watch a schlocky old horror B movie maybe at some point this weekend or coming up with us. And you can join us on Facebook to do that. So that'll be fun, won't it? Look out for that. We'll tell you.
Yeah.
May I just add something really, really quick?
No,
because you're all up in Leeds. You're up in Leeds.
Gosh, can yeah, go for it.
I'm doing it again.
Slunglow Theatre Company, who took over the Hunslots, the oldest working men's club in the country. They're an amazing theatre company who completely changed their entire business model and turned it into a food bank during lockdown. And
brilliant.
They've been supporting the local community. And so if you've got any time to be a delivery driver to deliver the food parcels or donate any money to it, I know they'd really, really appreciate it. They're awesome people with massive...
Slunglow Theatre, that, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, in Hunslet, yeah.
Who's in charge of that? Have you got a name in charge?
Alan and Lucy at Slunglow.
Alan and Lucy. Lovely. Okay. Lovely stuff. Good stuff there. Nat, have you got anything to plug?
Just Mooch TV's memory bubbles all this week. Dave's created some lovely memory bubbles for you to watch in the run up to Halloween, where different people are just talking about the scariest horror movie moments and why they scared them so much. Mine's on Friday, but check out Dave's channel. It's great. He's a great guy, and just takes a few minutes. And I might be starting up a YouTube channel. Watch this. Watch this.
You're starting up a YouTube channel.
I might be starting up a YouTube channel. Yeah.
Oh, is
Watch
it
this
going to
space. Details to come.
like Richie's?
Still going to be breaking
I'm going to do one called Breaking the Seventh Amendment.
Breaking the seventh seal.
Yeah. What's your YouTube
and
channel?
followed a pale horse.
Is it going to be lush stuff?
No, it's not actually. It's kind of inspired by what I did for Dave. So I'm going to be talking about real life serial killers.
She's just got no original ideas, isn't that?
Shut your fucking mouth. Shut your fucking mouth. So it's going to be talking about serial killers, right?
It's going to be Dave's channel, but with me on it.
And I'm going to be dressed as Dave. And then I'm just going to be Dave. No, I'm going to be talking about serial killers, and then talking about which films they inspired. Nice. So, for instance, did you know that Nightmare on Elm Street was inspired by an actual thing where people have died from nightmares in their sleep, for instance? So it's going to be stuff like that. It's going to be linking well-known horrible film characters to actual events or psychosis or whatever. Yeah.
Joking
aside,
you know that sounds really good.
Here's a good one for you. Did you know that Dr. Harold Shipman actually inspired Master and Commander? Because there was just loads of people on a ship, man.
Oh my God.
Brilliant. If you want to get more snappy things like that, join us next time. Are you going to be hosting that yourself, Nat?
I'm going to be hosting that myself. No, well, to start with, I'm going to be hosting it myself. And then if it's going all right, then I might invite people on. And they're not going to be long
might
videos.
Invite serial killers on to talk about it.
We might get Dennis Nielsen or someone like that in. No, he's dead, isn't he?
Yeah.
So yeah,
cool.
But you know,
a lot of the really good ones are dead now.
Yeah, they
we're getting complaints now that the show's too long. Roberto, it's almost 11 in Natalie. It's early, man.
Shit,
chill out. Not 12, is it? Calm down. If it's 12, we go, oh, that is a bit late, Roberto. Have a pizza.
People don't have their dinner till like midnight in the Mediterranean. Anyway, why all this?
Have a pizza. God. Big garlic bread. Right then, what have we got else to plug? Have we got anything else? Let's think. Discount comedy checkout that Eddie and Nat are involved in. We've got shows back now. Well, limited shows, limited seating, all that stuff, social distancing. You can find us. We are gigging by the scruff of his neck. So I'm going to say, what's that thing with the teeth?
Skin of your teeth.
Skin of our teeth. The seats of our teeth.
How long is this going on for?
I also want to plug. Last week I plugged eBay and you all went mad. But loads of people apparently have been using it for them, that little startup company now. So it did wonders. So,
I'm sorry.
So I'd like to plug a little company called Amazon that people might not have been using. They might not have heard of that.
I'd like to plug a little upstart. They're like a delivery service. They're called the Post Office. And I really think very reasonable rates, and they'll take something quite a long way for you. So,
will they take like a big thing or just small things? What do they?
They will take big things, and that's when the prices start getting a little bit unreasonable. But for small things, you really can't beat them.
But how do they deliver? So much?
Do you know what? They have a series of brightly coloured vehicles.
Richard,
they're rather jolly, actually. Yeah.
Really? That's interesting. Oh, we'll look out for them. What was that called again?
We just have a chat.
Post Office. So check them out.
Yeah.
Post Office on Facebook. They've probably got a YouTube. It's probably called Breaking the Van or something. I don't know what it's called.
Breaking the van.
Yeah. So look out for that. Don't forget, I want to plug a friend of mine, Trading Card Tony. He's got episodes. Watch some of his stuff. Watch some of his stuff, please.
Watching Barry Humphries talk about Dame Edna, this, isn't it? I can't do it. No, it's gone.
I can't even lie about it. You need 2 likes He needs some like. He's got some Halloween episodes.
We are good. I've been watching them for fun.
Jesus Christ! I think people should just leave now. We'll be back. We'll be back next Monday with another episode, 8 o'clock. Another film. We've not decided what it'll be yet. We'll think of something this week, and I'll put the link up. Well, fuck it. Just let's go. Thanks very much for watching, everybody on Facebook. We'll see you again next time. Thank you. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again. Bye.
Bye.